Y'all, God does not have to exist for you to believe in God. I don't believe that God exists, but I do believe in God. That's the secret. That's the formula. That is how you liberate yourself as a human being. Every single video that I have ever made, every poem that I've ever written, is really based on that. Heretofore, I think that there is later wisdom in life to be revealed, but if you are able to wrap yourself, not just your mind, but your heart, around that statement, you will have discovered your path, at least the first step, out of the cycle of suffering. For me, what that statement means is, it is beside the point whether God exists or not. The existence of some kind of higher divinity is beyond the working of the human mind to comprehend. It's not really up to humanity to say whether or not God exists. We won't know. There's much in life that we won't know. And despite the efforts of the past 400 or 500 years or so, the universe is not really something that we can conquer and make bend to our powers of rationality, nor to our power of irrationality. We really have to have a combination of the rational and the irrational in order to respect the full breadth of our humanity. We can sense God in the rational, and we can sense God in the irrational, but our mind will never be fully capable of grasping whether or not God is real and what that means. It's just beyond us. It's sort of in the definition of God. Nicholas of Cusa, if anybody's familiar with this, was I think a medieval mathematician, and of course all disciplines of knowledge were wrapped up in religion at that time. He used the concept of infinity to talk about the nature of God. And one reason he did that is because infinity is incomprehensible to the human mind. Our minds are finite. The infinite is not finite by definition, and so too with God. However, what we can wrap ourselves around is an ability to believe in God. Whatever God is, the object, the what, is not so important as how we have faith in that thing, how we approach it. It does not matter whether or not God exists. We won't know. We can't know. What really counts is how you put your faith into something, how you practice faith as a thing to practice. If you make that distinction, if you say, okay, I won't ever crack the mystery of life, of grasping at seeing simultaneously all the energies and confluences and truths that circle us like winds, you will never be able to crack that mystery. And if you acknowledge that and say, how can I, as a human being, put my faith into that energy? If you switch into that mode of moving through the world, you will find that certain things trouble you a lot less. The problem of theodicy, for example. It's not up to human beings to understand why the source of all the universe, of all creation, can be both ultimately good and ultimately evil. Good and evil are human distinctions. Perhaps, maybe at a higher level, they are distinct. We don't know, and we can't know. The real point is to say, okay, if I can't ever get an exact definition of what I put faith in, how can I practice faith? How can I practice being human, being a creative being, allowing energy to move and flow through me? If you let yourself ask that question, instead of this ostensibly age-old question of whether God exists, you will find yourself your best self. My name is Andrew Tai, world famous poet superstar, and I will always love you. Mwah.